A key role for you as a transition teacher, or if the students will be leaving school, is to assist them to link with services past public school education. So for those students with learning disabilities, they're going to be graduating with or without a diploma and with limited service options. They do not qualify for regional center service support ongoing in their lifetime. They probably will qualify for the Department of Rehabilitation, so you need to get familiar with that agency and who they serve. That's only for employment kind of services, and they provide some assistance with assessment and also for finding a job and that kind of thing. Also, there's programs for high school students or those with disabilities through the One Stop Centers, which used to be the unemployment office, but there are special grants that are frequently given to students and even internships to help people get on the road to a career or to get some of their first employment opportunities. So the One Stop Centers are awesome, particularly for those who don't qualify for regional center support services. Also, the student needs to know that most of our jobs come from people that we know. So if they're tied in with the church or other social uh, um, agencies, uh, then our family, friends, those kind of things, that is the best way and the way that most of us find employment, truly. So you'll have to be looking at those kind of things and educating students, preparing them to have a resume going out the door, so that doesn't have to be created after high school, but they have that as part of their last year in public education. For those who have autism, epilepsy, an intellectual disability, or multiple disabilities, they're going to qualify for the regional center more than likely. And those services are ongoing for their lifetime or as long as they qualify. And um, they need to be hooked up, hopefully, or much, much earlier in high school, back up with the regional center and have a service coordinator assigned to them, so that person can help guide them toward the adult service agencies that might be able to help them find housing, help them get connected to employment, if they need a job coach, all of those kind of things. So, under regional center services, there's a number of different kinds of employment services. I sent kind of a brief summary of things like supported employment and the different models of supported employment and customized employment or self employment. Those are really great integrated options. One option that is still around, there's kind of a movement to get rid of them because they're a segregated option, are segregated day programs that don't focus on work at all, and what used to be called workshops or vocational training centers. These centers are places where people go and they bring in work from businesses, and they typically pay students per piece of work, and therefore they have the legality right now, it's called, to give students or give the employees what is called sub minimum wage. And I'm going to post for you a video that talks about sub minimum wage, or embed it here on this slide, so you can understand some of the controversy around that. Many folks, including myself, are not a fan of center-based work, just because, again, it's a form of segregation and housing institution in a separate place outside of the community, and usually in very large numbers, and often you're surprised by the abilities of the individuals there, to who are there, and you think, why are they there? They could be working in the community, that sort of thing. But they need a certain number of individuals who are high producers to balance and make money for the company and to support the workshop. So they still exist, and that may be on the list of places that you observe. I would not encourage you to see two different workshops. It might be good to contrast, and a workshop with the Supported Employment Agency, but the state of California is really moving away from supported sheltered workshops and into supported employment. And please note that supported employment in enclaves could mean 2 or 3 people working together with one job coach, which is just as cost effective because they get ongoing support to do that work as a sheltered workshop, which is outside of the community. So, supported employment, remember, for those who can never be left alone and who have significant disabilities, still is a possibility because you have a coach that's present, just like your community-based instruction high school programs would be, that allow the student to work or to partially participate in employment opportunities, and the coach is there to kind of fill in the gap for the employer to make sure that the work gets done. So supported employment is for everyone, not just those who can get near the competitive employment rates.